Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm AdamMcKola. I'm outside Old Trafford where Manchester United have beaten Brentford 2-1 thanks to two late goals from Scott McTominay. It could have been a hat-trick for him. In the end, he did have the ball in the net 3 times, but one of those was ruled out for offside. Look, I assume it was the correct decision because VAR gave it, but we've seen VAR mess things up over the last couple of months and seasons, let's be honest. So who actually knows? But one thing I do know is I am so relieved. I am so happy. I am absolutely buzzing with that win, and not because of the style of the performance from Manchester United. We were disastrous today. We were abysmal today. Most of our players played poorly. No one can really come off that pitch with their head held high after that performance because it was not great. You look at Johnny Evans, he did all right for us. He looked like our best centre-back. Harry Maguire did okay for us today. Scott McTominay obviously had come off the bench and did all right for us. I thought Amrabat had some decent things about him. But overall, not many of those players performed today at all. And if Brentford did hold on to a 1-goal lead, it would have been another Andre Onana goal to gift a defeat to Manchester United and a victory to our opponents. We've seen him do it against Bayern Munich. We've seen him do it against Galatasaray. And then today as well, like, what is he doing with that? Look, there were mistakes everywhere. Casemiro, who got subbed at half-time, giving the ball away. Lindelof giving the ball away. We're continuously giving the ball away at the back. And then a tame effort comes in on goal and it kind of goes under Andre Onana. Again, I've not seen a replay of it. I'm just remembering it from how I've seen it in the stands and from the back of the Stretford end. And to me, that should not be going in. It's kind of squirmed through Andre Onana and he has to be doing a lot better. And I suppose he probably thought the same as well. He should be doing better with that because his celebration when we did get the win was one full of relief, him running over. Look, it was such great scenes when we did get that win. And you hope the boys can use that as a catalyst, use that as something to push on with. But we saw that with Nottingham Forest when we beat them here coming from behind 2-0. We thought that against Burnley. Come on, lads, let's push on, let's go again. But you do fear this win might paper over the cracks. And that's why I think we've got to get so many of our injured players back and quickly. Because without a full squad, we are really struggling. And also, like some of these players that play week in, week out as well, you have to take a look at yourself and you have to put in much better performances. You know what I mean? Andre Onana, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Marcus Rashford. You have to be doing a lot better than what you're doing right now. Now, I support all of those players. I think they are, good enough to be playing for Manchester United, but you've got to be doing better now. If we get all of our players back and if we get all of our players fit, which again, I'm worried about today, Victor Lindelof went off and I saw a few people criticising the manager for bringing Victor Lindelof off and putting Amrabat at left back when we'd finally got control of the midfield, I think they were saying. But we had no choice with that. About 5 or 10 minutes before that, Victor Lindelof kind of tried to battle to keep the ball in an attack. He kept the ball in, but he seemed to overstretch and then he walked away from that with a little bit of a limp. And then he went off straight down the tunnel. So it looks like there's another injury to Victor Lindelof. If that's the case, we have to go with Harry Maguire and Jonathan Evans again. And look, I thought Johnny Evans was excellent today with the ball at his feet, defending everything. I thought he was fantastic. But playing Maguire and playing Evans, it means we play in a completely different way. Now, we may have done it to kind of, bypass Brentford's press. They pressed the death out of us last time. And that's maybe why we played in this way. But we kept going. So one of the centre-backs, usually Johnny Evans, would take the goal kick. He'd kick it to Andre Onana. And then we were just going really long and direct, trying to get Bruno, trying to get Højlund, trying to get Rashford in. It didn't make sense because we're playing percentages. We're playing 50-50 balls. We're not winning them half the time. And therefore, the ball's being turned over to Brentford. And that's the thing. Look, I thought Maguire and Evans were very good today. But it meant we opted to go long more often than not. And it meant that we kept giving possession over to Brentford. I don't think Brentford were particularly good today. And they nearly got out of here with a win. That's how bad we were. I thought it was real bad from Manchester United. But you have to give the squad, the players, some credit for keep plugging away, keep fighting. And look, I know it's not an excuse for the performance levels that we're seeing from some of these key players, but the injuries that we're suffering at the moment, shambles. You got Varane, Martinez, Lindelof now out, it looks like. You got Luke Shaw, Malacia, Reguilon out. So you can't play your first choice or anywhere near resembling a first choice centre-back partnership. You can't play a natural fullback at left-back. And then on the right-hand side, we've got a natural fullback in Diogo Dalot, but he gets forward and he's playing with Bruno in front of him today, who's not a natural winger. So then we're kind of losing out on both sides. On one side, you've got Rashford, who's suffering look, because his form's not good enough and he needs to do better, but also he would be better with a natural fullback down his side. And on the other side, you've got a natural fullback, but not a natural winger. Can you see where we're going with this? In the midfield area, Casemiro has been poor. We haven't really been able to take him out of the firing line because Amrabat's been needed at left back. Kobbie Mainoo hasn't been available. Hopefully now we'll get to see, you know, a midfield, and maybe we'll change things up with Casemiro. I think he's much like Rafael Varane in that he has his job here, and I think he can be a key player for Manchester United. But if we play him week in, week out, if we play him 3 times a week, he's going to suffer. Whether that's in form or fitness, he's going to suffer. And as a result, the team suffers. So having Amrabat and Mainoo back as options would be key. I thought Mason Mount, again, was one of our best players today. All right. Not as good as he was in other games recently, but nevertheless, I was disappointed to see him get substituted when he did get substituted. But look, overall today, I am just so happy with this win, because another defeat, even that draw, you know, if we drew this game today, the pressure would build on Erik ten Hag. And I don't want the pressure to build on Erik ten Hag. I trust in Erik ten Hag. But we need to get results. It's a results-based business, and if you don't get results, you're in trouble. So that win today hopefully alleviates a little bit of a pressure, hopefully brings the players together in the dressing room, hopefully gives us a little bit of confidence. But you have to ask yourself, and you have to question, what's going on with Rashford, what's going on with Casemiro, what's going on with Bruno. We need to get those players back in form, because until they are, Manchester United won't be in form. I thought Højlund did really well today, was working his socks off up front at times, but you know, we have to create stuff for him and we have to make things happen. And at times we're letting ourselves down a little bit. And despite all the injuries, we've got some key players that are doing that. But look, that's a win. We've got back to winning ways. We've managed to stop the defeat. I don't know where that leaves us in the table. I don't really care. All that mattered today was winning this game, alleviating some of that pressure that was building on the manager as well. Because I don't believe the fans would have been looking for Erik ten Hag, especially inside the ground. I know on social media and everything, people have their opinions, but you need results. It's results-based business. The longer you go without getting results, then you're going to have problems. So it was important that we got that win today. Scott McTominay coming off the bench, proving to be a match winner. Well done, Scott. You have to give Scott McTominay man of the match. I was leaning towards Johnny Evans because I thought he was our best player. You know, he was obviously started the game and finished the game. And I thought Johnny Evans incredibly was our best player today. But well done to Scott McTominay, match-winning performance off the bench, just what the doctor ordered, just what Erik ten Hag needed. And hopefully now we can move forward, press on and push on a little bit and start to go on a run, but not holding my breath, because we've seen victories paper over the cracks before. But anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're keeping it locked. I am so happy with that. See you in a bit.